Hey, it's Leah, spelled Ligia, and I wanted to share with you today a little bit about the powers of what's inside of you, what's within you. I see this all the time on the internet where um, it's already in you. You have everything you need. And I used to think, yeah, right. If I had it in me, don't you think it'd be out here, out in the open? But I do weekly meetings with some people I've met in the last year, and we meet, we hold each other accountable, we share things that have gone well for the week, and I honestly believe without that group, and as well as the other author group I'm part of, that community really helps you move forward. But I mention that because we're working through a course about saboteurs, the PQ intelligence by Shirzad. Excuse me. And we're talking about childhood, connecting with our childhood. And this week, the focus is around empathizing with your child. You know, you get a picture from your childhood, and for different people it brings up different memories, but for myself, I realized I had already been doing that practice. When I started in Toastmasters, I was terrified. It's almost 3 years now, but it was terrifying for me because I was having so much of a struggle with anxiety. I couldn't look people in the eye. I couldn't maintain conversation. Like, I just wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible. And I realized I had to change something when I found myself hiding, like legit hiding in the women's bathroom. I had taken my daughter for her hockey practice. It's one of the few times that my husband was home on time, and I could actually take her and he'd stay home with the kids, kind of thing. So I was by myself, and I didn't have the distraction of little kids running around to be my excuse to not engage in conversation. So I found myself that practice in a bathroom stall, feet up on the toilet seat, hiding, trying not to make a sound, and just waiting for it to be over the whole time, just thinking to myself, how pathetic is this? What's wrong with you? Like, you're acting like someone is going to come in here and murder you. Like, what is going on with you? This is not who you are. And the whole time I'm just berating myself, like, what the hell? So it was in that moment of like, I can't do this because, one, I'm missing my daughter's practice that I don't get to come see very often anyways, and it's just a connection point with her, and I'm wasting that hiding. Two, what if my kids or someone saw me hiding? What kind of example am I being, not only to my own children, but in my community with other kids and adults around me? So, and three, I knew there was so much more than what I was doing at the time. So I feel like life works in funny ways, and we get these moments of clarity, but we also have coincidences that happen when we have these moments. So shortly after that happened, I was just scrolling on my phone on Facebook, and I saw someone post about winning Toastmasters competition. She came in second or something, and she showed her trophy, and she was talking a little bit about it, and I just bombarded that acquaintance with questions like, what is Toastmasters and what does it do, blah blah blah. And then I found my first meeting. Even though I knew I had to change, it didn't mean that change was easy. I went to the meeting, and I saw someone speak, and something in my heart just like opened up. I couldn't go back just because life was too busy. My kids were small, this stuff. But I went back a few years later, and I saw that same speaker, and I felt that feeling again, like just something inside me said, like, do this. Like you want to be able to speak like that. You want to have that freedom and that playfulness and that joy that this speaker had conveyed in sharing her writing. So what I did at the time, to help me with that, again, another coincidence, but I came across this picture of when I was a little girl. Now, I remember this moment. I was about, I think, 3.5 years old. My mom was pregnant with my brother at the time. We were visiting friends in Ottawa, and I don't see if you see the leaflet there. I was going on any tall surface, statues, stairs. I'd run ahead of everyone and then belt, "Oh, Canada." You can see, so I saw that picture and it just made me think, if I had that in me at one point, that's still somewhere in me. So I have a little workstation, and beside it is a fridge. So I stuck this up on my fridge when our meetings went online, and during the pandemic, and I always looked at it to give myself courage, because it's not easy to get up in front of people and you're worried about stumbling, and your body's just racing, and you're just thinking 100 things a minute, and it's just not, like, I would feel like there's bees crawling up and down my arms, and my stomach would flip, and like my mouth would go like dry, like incredibly dry. But I did it anyways, and that's the point. So I tried to go back to this, and I've kept this picture up there just always as a reminder to myself to say, that courage was in you before life happened, before circumstances, people, culture, taught you to be something different than who you are as an essence. Right? In this, I see other pictures of myself this age. They're very different from other ages, but around the age of 3 to 4 are some of my happiest, most joyful pictures, where I see an energy and a light that I don't see anywhere else. So just knowing that was once a part of me reminds me that it's still a part of me, and it gives me courage to keep moving forward, to keep trying, to keep showing up, even when it's hard. It's always going to be hard, and that's the thing I try to remind myself, that it's never going to feel comfortable, it's never going to feel easy. I think that'll always just be a part of it, and reminding yourself of who you truly are inside, and what gifts you have to share with the world, what voice you have, what talent, what was naturally inside of you at a young age. I think that's what they mean by connecting back to your child, and what that connection means in your adult life. Yes, we've grown up. Yes, we have responsibilities. Yes, all the yeses, but we have to maintain a part of us that is playful, and a part of us that's free, and a part of us that creates. I mean, if we're not creating something, and I don't mean art, but like creating a life of some sort, what's the point, right? Like, creating impact, creating difference, creating change, innovation, anything like that. So I'm challenging you this week. If you are feeling like the challenges are hard, you're feeling low, deflated, or if you don't have a picture, think of a time in your childhood, even if it was just one moment, one happy memory that you have. Think of that, and who were you then? How did you see the world that's different than how you're looking at the world now? Because the world has still always been the same, but just our level of awareness and perception has expanded to include so much more than when we were children. So what would that world look like for you now? How can you inject play into your everyday? How can you, honor that child and play with that child, and let them come out in you? Because I really believe that we don't ever lose that child. That child just gets buried over time and with everything that it means to be an adult. So grab a picture if you have one, or think of a happy memory, and see how it affects your week. What's the best that will come out of embracing that child, and honoring the goals of that child, which is to play, create, have fun, and have a sense of wonder in your everyday. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? Anyways, have a wonderful day, and I wish you all the best, and remember to keep those dirty glasses clean.